Thanks for staying with us. So today is the International Day of the Girl Child, and the theme for this year is Girls, Vision for the Future. In celebrating the International Girl Child Day, we'll be discussing the meaning and the purpose of this important day, also focusing on the significance of empowering the girl child, ways that we can safeguard their future, and in-depth exploration of the theme for this year. Additionally, we have a 1-minute video from one of the popular schools in Lagos where several girls shared powerful messages about today. So we'll call for the video right now and then we'll continue the conversation.
Good day, audience. My friends and I are going to be talking to you about International Day of the Girl Child. The International Day of the Girl Child is observed annually on October 11th. It was established by the United Nations in 2011 to raise awareness of the challenges faced by girls around the world. This year's theme is Girls' Vision for the Future. While many girls have powerful visions for the future, it's up to all of us, governments, communities, and individuals, to support them in making these dreams a reality. For many girls, the vision for the future includes a world free from violence and conflict. They dream of communities where everyone, regardless of their gender, race, or background, is treated with dignity and respect. When girls think about the future, they see themselves as innovators and leaders who will solve some of the world's most pressing problems. That is why, for us at Corona Schools, we raised the total child from cradle to world-renowned leaders, and that is what has kept us going for the past 7 decades. Happy International Day of the Girl!
All right, so that was really eloquently done by the children of Corona. But you can join the conversation and talk about your own opinion of how we're commemorating the Girl Child Day by joining us on 081 0764 1679, or you can call us on 090 241 63440. Tweet to us on X. So used to Twitter. On X and hashtag YourViewTV so you can read your tweets. And then we're also streaming live on YouTube right now, so we can read your comments there as well. I do not have a girl child. Yes. I only celebrate the Boy Child Day, which is going to be next year. But
have they done the one for this year?
No, they've done for the one for this year. It's earlier in the year. But celebrating the girl child, having that, watching that video, seeing those girls talk about what they want to see in future, what they want the leaders and the government to do is give us a world free of conflict and violence. Is it wishful thinking? Is it too much to ask for? What's your opinion, Obiajulu?
Yeah, so I think we are evolving to a space where we're beginning to hear our children, our girls, because I know that growing up, girls were mostly suppressed. The needs of the girl child was placed at the back burner. The families were mostly just, concerned that you don't get pregnant. But aside from that, sometimes you may have to step down so that your brother would be the one to go to school. You may have to step down so that your brother would be the one to go abroad. You may have to step down so that your brother would be the one that would be helped in business, because the mentality of the men at the time was that the girl will be married out. You're just good for marriage. And so why do I want to invest? You're not going to carry on my lineage. Why do I want to invest in you? But as we progressed and as the world, we started, it's a global village. You are seeing from this place, you are seeing from that place. We started realizing that it was important to educate the girl child, because the girl child shows a lot more promise than even the male children. So for the male, it's good that they have all the basics that they need to be able to be strong and have a home and all of that. But if you educate one girl child, because everybody that comes through that woman or that girl will be educated to the level that you have educated that girl child. So you see, we bring to life other human beings, and it's the level that we know that we impact on the children. I see some women who sit back and regret that they didn't have an opportunity to go to school because either their father asked them to step down for their sibling, who's a boy, or that the money was not enough, so they had to choose. Let's take this one, you go and sell something and all of that. But it's changing now. Even concerns of the workplace, where before the men would be paid higher than the women, we're having conversations, those things are changing. So the world is largely changing. We're appreciating women more now for the color that they bring to life. A woman has an ability to see beyond what a man can see. Men are very straightforward, right? But if you put a woman in a space with that intuition that they have, they just sort of add color to it. I am raising 3 kids. I've got 2 beautiful girls and 1 boy, and my girls are super amazing. They give me joy. They get me. Like, I don't have to give an instruction 2 times. They understand it. And even if they don't, they obey. Then they come back later to say, Mommy, but why did you ask me to do this? And then we have it. Like, it's so sweet having my girls understand me without me having to.
This is me not channeling jealousy.
No, don't channel jealousy. Don't channel jealousy. The boys still have the role that they play, but today is Girls' Day, so let's just celebrate the girls. And the world is really being more appreciated. And also in the energetics, this is the era of the feminine. The feminine is rising into its power. The feminine was suppressed for a very long time with religion, patriarchy, blah, 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 blah. But right now, the feminine is rising. Everything is feminine right now. Even to do business and flourish without stress, you have to be in your feminine energy. So it's our time as girls, baby. Let's shine.
I'll come back to you on the feminine, the age of the women, and how sometimes people can be a bit scared that empowering women can be worrisome. But what's your your opinion about the video of those beautiful children, very eloquent children, and what would you say about the girl child celebration?
Yeah, so I applaud the kids. When I saw that, it's so amazing how we're building and we're training confident women, confident girls. Like, it's so refreshing. For a long time, women were suppressed. We're still working on it, where women are able to have certain discussions, share certain opinions. So it's really amazing when I see young kids who know who they are. Do you understand? Who can speak up, who can voice their expression, everything. It gladdens my heart. Yes. So, and I love the fact that Africa and the world in general are recognizing the potentials of women and trying to give the woman the stage, a platform to express herself emotionally, mentally, because women, we've gone through a lot in history, mentally.
True.
And women don't just raise girls, they also raise boys. And a mentally depressed or deprived woman cannot do so much, cannot give so much if she doesn't have so much of herself. So I love the fact that women are being given a stage, a platform to express themselves, to be vulnerable without feeling broken.
Yeah.
Do you understand? I love that, that is happening. And then politically,
Women are occupying space.
see what's happening in Mexico. If a woman can be president in Mexico, then anything and everything is possible.
Yeah.
That gives me hope. So I love that. I'm a girl child. and I know my mom is watching this. And Mama, I hope I've been an amazing girl child to you. So yeah.
So Amaka, I disagree. I don't think in Nigeria a woman can be president. So don't come.
It doesn't look that way for now.
Because these men, I don't think they will allow a woman to.
We're gonna fight.
Yeah, they're
Not
going
self
they won't
a la carte.
allow it.
They're getting there.
Yeah, so BC has said a lot. Like, I will just come from the perspective of my own daughters. I can see the way they are growing. They are becoming confident kids. They can express themselves. Sometimes when you even force them to do some things, they will come out and tell you, Mommy, no, this is what I want to do. And then we're like, okay, I've listened to you. We'll talk about it again, and we'll talk about it some other time and all. So growing up and, making them understand their body and everything is what's very important. So on a day like this, most times, if they are at home, I usually talk to them about something like this time around. I was saying that if we're together, I'm going to talk more on hygiene. I used to remember those days. There was a time they were saying they were going to give out sanitary pads to girls and all, because it's not their fault that they're going to start periods and all. So I was going to talk to them about hygiene, how to take care of yourself, especially when you're on your period, and then generally how to, how to look good, how to dress yourself up, and how to be clean and all. And those kids said wonderful things, wonderful things. And I pray that we'll continue to raise wonderful, beautiful children. And also, I was going to even also talk about relationships, because that's now my kids are getting to a stage where they want to start having crush, relationships, and all of that. So those are things that
conversations to be
Yes,
had.
meeting and all of that.
Okay, for me, talking about the girl child, like BC said, we have actually grown. I remember, and that's why I always say adults should be careful of what they say around children. I'm an only child for both parents, and I remember having family members, you know, say that, like, how I wish they had a boy to carry on the family name. And they are saying, and I can hear what they are saying. And they're looking at, they talk about my parents like they are pitying that my parents have only one child and is a girl. And those kind of conversations, it can be depressing because it is not their fault that they have a girl. And having only one girl does not mean the end of the world. Meanwhile, many of you have now seen that it is not by having a boy or having boys, because my parents are living the life that some parents that have 6 children and all boys are not living.
Yes,
I prioritize them, I take care of them. And while some people can hear that and make themselves bad, I remember the conversations around the fact that the only child they have is a girl. What would she amount to? And I use that to fuel myself to say, I'm going to give my parents the best quality of life possible. And some of the people have called to thank me that they've seen. They did not remember that I remember what they were saying.
Back then.
So it's extremely important that we are careful about our words and how we build up the girl child around us. The theme for this year is vision for the future. And BC started by talking about the fact that we are in the era of the feminine, which means that we need to we need to prepare our boys to deal with the empowered girl.
Yes.
We need to empower our boys to deal with women taking the stage.
Exactly.
We need to empower our boys to understand the fact that a woman talking, like I've had a conversation, and the husband was, after we finished the meeting and we left, we were guests in the house. The husband called the wife and said she was talking too much during that, when she was hosting the event.
I don't
That
understand.
that you were talking too much. Why were you talking like that? You're not making it look like I don't know much about politics. Because the girl was very, the wife was very vocal and vast with politics, and the man felt inferior. So he called her, and since then they've not really had a get together like that again. And when I asked, I was like, Oga said, I say, wow, we need to raise the boy child to appreciate the girl child, because this is the vision for the future. What are the vision you see for your girls, for the girls around you, for upcoming girls? How do you see them shaping the future positively?
So first of all, I'm afraid that we're not giving as much attention to the boys as we're giving to the girls. And I understand that we came from a collective of pain for women, and that has driven most of the projects that we do to empower the girl child and all that. We're empowering them. We're going full speed on them. We're slightly forgetting the boys, because the girls will go into the society and still meet these boys as men. Exactly. And then that's why you have issues of a man feeling inferior. I've also heard of a case where a man said, like, instead of his wife to earn more than him, he will buy her. Yes. That's how bad it can be and how intense. And then we come from a climate where we have to play around the ego of the man, pet him so that he doesn't feel inferior and all of that. So we're neglecting gradually the boys. And that is where we need a balance. So we're not stopping the projects we have for women. We're not stopping them, because the girl child is actually exceptional in a way that the fact that we're nurturers, whatever you give to us is what we press down, shake it together, and it will run over. So you give us seed, we give you a tree. You give us a house, we give you a home. You know, we have that multiplier effect. And while we are multiplying the seeds that the men will give to us, the men also need to be strong to understand that it doesn't matter if you're multiplying it, you're there to complement me, we are working together. So it's not a competition. Okay, have a call.
Yeah, so let me take Vivian from Ajegunle. Welcome to the show. Good morning.
Good morning, Doctor. I'm actually calling because of you and BC. You're looking so mwah.
Oh, thank you.
So beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And BC, you're looking at him in one day.
I told her too. She has some business meetings
With
today.
my Jane? This is Jane, man.
I know, his combination.
Okay.
But he's looking Monday-ish, but
Oh,
he's
wow.
looking beautiful.
Thank you.
You guys are doing great. It's a girls, what do you call it again?
Girl Child Day.
Child Day.
Okay, we are coming up actually. Girls are doing great. Well done.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Amatu and the fair lady.
Amaka.
Abi?
Yes.
Yes, and
You
Ramatu.
got her name. Yeah, she called Ramatu.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank
welcome.
you, Vivian. Vivian is calling to
Vivian.
celebrate us on the show.
Yes,
Thank you so
thank
much,
you.
Vivian.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Love
and you
so-
see, women balance it.
Yes.
Celebrate and then
Yes.
So let me just wrap up so that the other ladies can speak. So, so the vision is for us not to lose focus that we're dealing with the two genders, the two polarity. Try as much as possible to balance it. Now, for climes where they are still struggling, there are some villages that are still struggling to even accept the fact that women should, you know, have a say or anything. We press down on those. And for those who have accepted that the girl child should be educated, they should have equal rights and all of that, we also find a way to lift up the boy child alongside so that it becomes a balance. And that means that it's not just the women that will be pioneering this. The men would also support, because I do not see a lot of, you know, men standing to support what the women are doing. So we need more men who are pro-women to come out, be at the forefront to say, this is the vision that we have. At some point, a woman can be the president of the country, a woman who has showed skill, who has showed, intelligence, who has capacity. Why not? Because she's a woman. She should be given that sort of support that they give to the men who aspire for that.
exactly.
Okay, so I think that we are not having enough healthy conversations when it comes to the male, the boy and the girl child, especially with that phrase where they say what a man can do, a woman can do better. I find that phrase I don't like that phrase. Why? Because men have their role in society, and women, we have our role in society. And the girl child needs to be brought up to understand that we all, like, as in, it's not a competition.
Yeah.
It's not an unhealthy competition where you're trying to fight. And so when you have a man or there's a boy child, everybody plays a role, but then everybody is given the same platform to perform, to show capacity, right? I noticed something in the corporate world where when women are given compliments at work, you know, I did that. I was a victim of that for so long. I would downplay.
You deflect.
I'll downplay it, I'll deflect it. Like I said, when you say, oh, Amaka, I did so great on this project, everything, I was just like, I said, no, it's not just me, it's not like that. I worked with so many, not really, I should have done. But a guy would take charge and say, yes.
you.
A guy will even ask you, like, what do you think I did? How do you, like, you know, he will puff up. I'll be asking, so where are you
Where
sure?
did I go wrong?
Where did I go wrong? Are you sure I can do better? They've given you compliments. Own it, take it now. It's like, as this is, I turned 40, like everything is like, like, I've always had self-confidence. I've always known myself.
Well,
But now it's
now
like,
you only-
like
double.
but I'm not trying to be a man. I don't want to be a man.
Your
I want to
space.
be my feminine, you know,
Space,
baby
soft.
girl, soft era. I want
Amaka,
my
you're fine,
man. I want my man to
yeah.
carry me like, take care of me, pets me. You know, I said I cried yesterday. I want them to be running kitty, kitty, kata, kata, kata. I should not be crying. You
Amaka, you know when I saw you this morning, you just said baby girl because we know you that you're a baby girl.
Yeah, so it is those conversations, healthy conversations should be had. And I also think that because women are now doing so much and taking care of themselves and the home so much more now than the man, you know, it's causing that friction. So healthy conversations should be had so that there can be a balance and mutual respect.
Fantastic. Let's take a call. We have Ibrahim on the phone. Welcome to the show. Calling from Kaduna.
Good morning to you guys, to you ladies there, and good morning to everyone as well as the listener. The name remains Ibrahim Idris. In fact, I must first of all give you people a very highly respected greeting, which is what? Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, thank you.
We from the north have seen this as a challenge. And for bringing out this very quite interesting topic this morning, I must really participate. That was what I'm doing.
Thank you.
One of these things that people are doing in the South here is not really inclining to we the North. You know, from the beginning, just for some reason, a female child has been degraded to some extent. Maybe such as religion, culturally, socially, and otherwise. That is one of those things. And the factor, now that people are starting raising out this thing, in fact, you are really a dear mother to us. Me, I'm quite interested to see both race as important. Because why? Even in the scripture of Islam, there is an hadith of the Prophet that You must take care of the girl child even more than the boy.
Wow.
Don't look at them out, look at them downward. The only thing that for you to earn your paradise, you must give them this tangible education, religiously, socially, and morally. And finally, if you have the means, you can also marry them out. By so doing, you as a man, you will earn your paradise, which is Al-Jannah. That's the way.
Thank you so much, Mr. Ibrahim. Thank you for calling in to the show. Obviously, they're not celebrating. People don't celebrate Girl Child Day in the North or what?
Well, I think we do, but I'll just use this platform to play to the Northerners because, of course, we are the ones that, when it comes to all this girl child education, we're kind of, let's say in percentage, let's say we're around 70% when it comes to education for a girl child. And most of the time, you know, most of our women don't work. Is because most of the men feel intimidated when women work. This is just a plea that men, allow your women to work. It's not competition. They are not going to come and compete with you. It's to even help the family. If a woman is educated, it's like you are educated. It's like the whole community, the whole society is educated as well because everybody will improve in their way of life, in everything generally. There was this woman that came out and she said the husband, she started working, she was earning her money, and the husband came out and said that, you know, they promoted her in her place of work. He came and he said, it's either she continues with the job or she leaves the marriage. And she chose the marriage. She was like, no, she can't leave her job. And she was like, she's not going to get married, she's going to move out because of the job, and because of the job and all. And then later on, after some time, he had to bring her back. She was like, this is what she earns. It's not everything that you go and meet the husband to ask him for. Sometimes you want to take care of some certain things for yourself. You want to earn your money. And it's not just all about earning money. Sometimes when you work, you get exposed. You know, you get to learn new things. You get to meet new people and everything. And that would also help the woman improve in her own life, generally, internally. And she'll be able to give you her best. So I played with the men, the northern men. Allow your women work. See, Sana'a, that is business. Allow them to do business. Some men don't allow their
corporate world.
Yeah, they don't allow their women to work. They say, no, you can't do anything. I know of a man who the wife knows how to make hair. He said, no, she should never make hair. If she makes hair, that's the end of the marriage. They always do threaten that way. But this is just not, it's not because of, it's not like they want to come and start competing with your space, or it's going to make you less of a man if you allow them to work. If you allow them to work, they will come out as best wives to you people, and they will treat you well.
Fantastic. And that brings me to, as we round off this segment of the show, it brings me to what Amaka said, that an oppressed woman cannot raise a free, wholesome human being. So we cannot, you don't get anything as a man from oppressing the girl child. And I love what Bisi said, we shouldn't lose focus on raising our boys. We should take care of our boys. It's important that we should give women the stage. I love that. And as we're talking about the vision for the future for the girls, I think it's also very important that, I'm quoting a lot of what you said today, so my spirit is linking with you. About let's raise girls to be girls. Making a strong girl does not become a boy. A strong girl can be a girl, should be a girl. Being a girl should not mean weakness. The vision for the future for me is that being a girl child is not a weakness. Being a girl child is not oppression. Being a girl child, you can be a baby girl and still be strong. Yes. And on that note, we'll come to the end of this segment. Of course, you can still celebrate your girls anyhow you want this weekend. When we take a break, we return, we'll continue with the show. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.